Panoorin natin 'to, guys. Grabe 'tong pasabog ni Garma na. Itong unang part, mga kotsero, ito yung nung binabasa niya yung kanyang judicial, yung kanyang affidavit, di ba pala judicial affidavit to? Yung kanyang affidavit, notarized affidavit.
During these hearings, I was asked several questions concerning my knowledge or involvement in the deaths of 3 Chinese inmates at the Davao Penal Colony and the death of General Wesley Barayuga, all focusing on the alleged extrajudicial killings of the aforementioned individuals. I was also questioned about my relationship with the former president, as well as my career as a police officer and my tenure as the GM of the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office. Throughout the hearings, I answered questions from the committee based on my personal knowledge. However, I did so with great apprehension as I recognized that my statements on national television could significantly endanger my life, the safety of my family, and other close to me.
Truth. Mangyayari
After
talaga yun.
considerable
Delikado yun.
reflection, I am now executing this affidavit to provide a comprehensive information to the Quadcom regarding everything I personally know about the war on drugs during the former administration. On May of 2016, I received a call from the then President Rodrigo Duterte at approximately 5 in the morning, instructing me to meet him at his residence in Doña Luisa, Davao City. I was already acquainted with then Mayor Duterte, having served as a station commander in one of the police stations in Davao during his tenure. During our meeting, he requested that I locate a PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone capable of implementing the war on drugs on a national scale.
Yun yung yun yung question mark ko Bakit specific? Bakit specific sa Iglesia ni Cristo? Ano meron sa Iglesia at sa war on drugs? O baka it's a particular person, no? Baka merong isang tao nagkataong Iglesia ni Cristo na kayang gawin yung war on drugs on a national scale. Hindi naman siguro INC, no? Hindi naman siguro institusyon ng INC. Baka may isang tao lang na INC. Oo.
Replicating the Davao model. The Davao model referred to the system involving payment and rewards. The Davao model involves 3 levels of payments of rewards. The first is the reward if the suspect is killed. Second is the funding of planned operations. Third is the refund of operational expenses. Initially, I informed the President that I was unaware of any individual with those qualifications as I had not been assigned outside of Davao, nor had I served in a national capacity with the PNP. However, I recalled my upperclassman, Edilberto Leonardo, who was handling the Criminal Investigation Detection Group and was also a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo.
Yun, so si Leonardo. So si Leonardo daw yung INC. So it's not the institution as a whole. It's just one person. Isang tao lang pala. Isang tao lang pala na nagkataong INC. Sana hindi tamaan ng INC dito. Pero kasi yung pagsasalita kasi ni Garma parang pumunta ka sa Iglesia ni Cristo, humanap ka ng gagawa ng war on drugs sa buong Pilipinas. Following the Davao model. So ano yun, yung INC, ang pool of talents, ganun. So parang ganun kasi yung dating eh. So sana hindi tamaan ng INC dito. Pero, INC daw si Leonardo. So baka yun na ibig sabihin. Baka pinapahanap si Leonardo na nagkataon na nasa INC. Baka ganun. Tuloy natin to.
Mention his name to the President. On the same day, a certain individual named Muking contacted me by the phone to request Leonardo's contact details, which I promptly provided. A week later, I learned from Arthur Narsolis via phone call that Leonardo had been summoned and was instructed to proceed to Royal Mandaya Hotel for a meeting. Leonardo informed me that he stayed at the hotel for 3 days, during which the President directed him to organize a task force similar to PAOK-TF. When Leonardo relayed this information and urged me to join the task force, I declined, citing my lack of experience in handling such operations. Leonardo subsequently informed me that he had prepared a proposal routed through Bongo outlining the task force operations, which would encompass Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. He also inquired if he and his classmates could have a courtesy call with the President through Bongo for a photo opportunity.
Yun, no?
Considering this, I thought it would be prudent also to invite my classmates, Bakay, Vilela, Grijaldo, Tuzon, and Dueñas, to join the courtesy call. The members of Class 97 and Class 96 of PNPA were accommodated in a separate room at the TPWH office in Panacan, Davao. The President did not enter our room, and I was unaware if he visited the room of Class 96. This is 96, sir, not 97. After the courtesy call, Leonardo informed me that the structure of the intended task force would undergo changes. In June of 2016, Leonardo was transferred from Manila to assume the position of the Chief of the CIDG in Region 11.
Davao.
During the initial 3 months of this assignment, I facilitated all meetings between Leonardo and Bongo at Leonardo's request. Subsequently, they established direct communications.
Okay, so ano ang susi pala talaga dito si Leonardo. Hindi pa pala si Garma ang susi. Si Leonardo pa. Mga kotsero ba, kung in case nakalimutan nyo na, si Leonardo po, una nating narinig kay Trillanes. Kung babalikan nyo po yung mga interviews natin, meron tayong interview kay Trillanes. At doon niya sinabi mga kotsero, na merong isa, sabi pa nga niya first time kong sasabihin ito dito sa channel mo, Coach Jared. First time kong sasabihin ito, merong isang Leonardo, Colonel Leonardo, siya ang bagman ni Duterte. Yon. Yun yung una niyang sinabi. Doon natin unang narinig yung pangalan Leonardo. But apparently, mga kotsero, mas malalim pa pala. Mas malalim pa pala yung kwento. Hindi lang pala bagman si Leonardo. Siya pa pala yung organizer ng EJK. Hindi si Garma ang organizer. Nag-o-organize lang siya ng meeting. Meetings lang ang pinafacilitate niya. Pero kasama pa rin siya sa conspiracy. Meetings lang ang pinafacilitate niya. Pero ang nag-o-organize ng tao, ang bumubuo ng mga team, etc., si Leonardo. Incidentally, mga kotsero, si Colonel Leonardo ay na-transfer from CIDG 11 na ilipat siya sa NAPOLCOM, National Police Commission. Ang National Police Commission, mga kotsero, yan ang humahawak ng Internal Affairs Service. Sino si Internal Affairs Service? Si Internal Affairs Service, mga kotsero, ang nag-iimbestiga sa mga kaso ng mga tiwaling pulis. So, hindi lang siya bagman. Tagalinis din siya. Mukhang kailangan natin i-invite uli si Trillanes, ha? Mukhang kailangan uli natin i-invite si Trillanes, ha? Mukhang kailangan pa natin makakausap si Trillanes tungkol dun sa war on drugs. Tsaka tungkol kay Leonardo. Kasi mukhang marami siyang alam Ito si Trillanes. Correct, Omega Sparrow. Tama si Trillanes.
Leonardo informed me that he had recalled several trusted personnel, namely, I met Lester Berganyo, Romel Bactat, Rodel Serbo, Michael Palma, and Peter Parungo to serve as operatives for the task force. Notably, Romel Bactat, Rodel Serbo, and Michael Palma were all discharged as police officers. Romel Bactat and Romel Serbo, Michael Palma were all former police officers stationed at CIDG 11 office. They were discharged from service on or about a year ago due to an operation that led to the killing of one individual. Lester Berganyo is a private citizen, while Peter Parungo was a former detainee in CIDG due to a charge of rape that has been cleared. Romel Bactat, Rodel Serbo, Michael Palma, and Peter Parungo were charged with the task force of collecting, verifying informations provided by police officers in the field concerning arrests or deaths of individuals named in the list of drug personalities and creating a summary report. All of these reports would then be encoded, compiled by Lester Berganyo. The compilation is thereafter elevated to Leonardo, who will then decide what level the arrest or killing was and its corresponding reward.
Uy!
Rewards were only given for killings, while for arrests, only the funding of the COPLAN and a refund for the expenses was given.
Ang kurepot Kaya pala pinapatay. Kasi ang reward, oh my God! Ang reward binibigay kapag may patay. So tama na naman si Trillanes. No in-interview natin si Trillanes, sinabi niya na meron talagang quota. Hindi pa nga ako naniniwala noon eh. Alam niyo, in fairness to be fair to former Senator Trillanes. No ini-interview ko siya, hindi pa ako naniniwala sa kanya noon. Pero I was being polite. So, pinapakinggan ko siya, ginaano natin, ina-analyze natin. So kaya nagkaroon ng quota. Kasi yung patay lang ang may bayad.
I saw how this individual operated when I would visit the CIDG office in Region 11 to see my friend Lot Lot. He also conveyed to me that the task force would be structured differently, in that he submitted a document to Bongo detailing the task force operation, including an overview of the current drug landscape in the Philippines. I was also informed that the drug structure originated from Bucor, where numerous drug lords are currently incarcerated, and that it has 3 branches, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, with Peter Lim involved in the Visayas region. Once the task force became operational, I later learned that all COPLAN funds, refunds for operational expenses, and rewards for agents were processed through the bank accounts of Peter Parungo at Metrobank, BDO, and PS Bank. Concurrently, Lester Berganyo maintained a comprehensive list of the drug personalities in the Philippines. Leonardo conducted briefings for Orpidea, IG, regional directors, and PNP chiefs regarding the operations. Additionally, if any individual died during police operation, Leonardo would report the incident to Bongo for inclusion in his weekly report and request for refunds of operational expenses. Leonardo had the final authority to determine who would be included on the list of drug personalities and to classify their threat levels. as well as the discretion to remove individuals from the list. Furthermore, in 2016, while I was at the CIDG office, following up on personnel appointments, I overheard Superintendent Padilla of Bucor discussing drug activities at the Davao Penal Colony with Leonardo. Padilla specifically mentioned certain Bucor officers involved in the drug trade, notably mentioning an officer named Ginto who was subsequently killed along with other Bucor members.
Wala?
These
Si
are the
Bucor?
critical facts I personally know.
Wait. Pati Bucor? May alam akong kwento dyan, mga kocher. May alam akong kwento dyan. Pero saka ako na sabihin. Diyos ka. Malala yun, guys. Malala. Malala yung kay, mas malala pa kay Percy Lapid. Mas malala pa sa Percy Lapid, guys. Oh, promise.
Regarding the drug war of the previous administration, I am prepared to provide additional details and information in the supplemental affidavit or during an executive session at the discretion of the committee. I affirm the truthfulness and accuracy of the above statement to assist in the investigation by the Joint Committee on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Human Rights, and Public Accounts of the Honorable House of Representatives, the Quadcom, Mr. Chair.
Ganda ng boses ni Garma, guys. Oo. Ngayon lang ako natuwa sa boses ni Garma.
Tapos na po kayo, ma'am? Ma'am
Yes,
Garma.
Mr. Chair.
So, on that note, ma'am, maraming salamat ulit sa pagbasa niyo sa inyong affidavit.
Continue.
All right.
Please continue.
Can you
Congressman
kindly
Fernandez.
show the diagram? I just wanted to be clarified on something. Because Ma'am Rohina, Miss Rohina Garma, no? Ito yung binigay mo. Did you do this diagram? Ikaw yung gumawa ng diagram. Itong diagram na nakita namin dito that you have submitted, yeah, parang
As far as I just simplified
yeah.
my affidavit in a
O kasi
more
dito sa
visual way po.
I was trying to look at your affidavit. At sa affidavit mo sa page 3 number 25, minention mo dito si
Ito yung diagram ni Garma. Ang sabi niya, ito raw yung diagram ng bayaran. O, ayan Nakiha natin. Flow of payment. Ayan flow of payment. So, si Digong ang puno. Si Digong ang punong abala. So, lahat ng utos nanggagaling sa kanya. Tapos, ihahalili niya lahat ng utos kay Bongo tsaka kay Bato. Parang mga trustee niya. Di ba sa kulungan may ganyan mga trustee. Merong mayor, si mayor may trustee. Si trustee, yan yung mga pinagkakatiwalaan. O, kaya nga trustee. Sila yung nag-iimplementa ng gusto ni mayor, si trustee. Ayan, so silang dalawa. Tapos, si Bato, siya ang nagbababa ng utos sa mga hepe. Oo, tapos, pag nagawa na yung utos, ang magbabayad si Leonardo. Ayun, yung si Leonardo Tapos si Bongo, silang dalawa yung nag-uusap ni Leonardo. Baka sa kanya rin nanggagaling yung pera. Kasi yun ang flow of payment yan. So yung pera, manggagaling kay Bongo, papunta kay Leonardo. Si Leonardo naman, babayaran yung mga, payment of rewards. All Regional Chiefs, CIDG. Ayan, sa ilalim. Tsaka payment of rewards sa mga PNP rin, sa kanya nang gagaling. PIDEA, kanya rin. So, involved si PIDEA. Pati Bucor. Uy, bantag. My rewards. Anyway, PIDEA, si Wilkins Villanueva. During that time, si Wilkins Villanueva yan, PIDEA. Tama. Kasi, si Bongo kasi yung special assistant to the president. And during that time, hawak din niya ang PMS. Presidential Management Staff. Yan, Presidential Management Staff. Ito yung mga humahalili sa lahat ng mga trabaho sa loob ng opisina ng Malacanang. Yon, si PMS yon. Siya rin ang mga nag-hire ng mga tao. Okay, tuloy natin. Pero alam nyo mga Kojero, nangangamoy confidential funds.
Parungo.
Yes po, Mr.
Si Peter
Chair.
Parungo na binanggit mo dito, ang sinasabi mo, one task force began operational. I later learned that all Copland funds, the fund for operational expenses and rewards for agents were processed through the bank accounts of Peter Parungo at
Si Parungo.
Metrobank, BDO, and PS Bank. So, ibig sabihin, itong Peter Parungo, pag titignan mo yung diagram, hindi ko siya makita doon. So, can you kindly explain where this Peter Parungo and who is Peter Parungo? Yes, at ano yung kanyang role? Siya ba'y tumatanggap ng pera? Kanino nang gagaling ang pera? Kano binibigay ang pera? Can you kindly tell us?
Yeah, the one in green po, Peter Parungo, Pedro, known as Pedro po.
Yun nasa kulay green na sa kaliwa,
Yes po.
yun ang Peter Parungo.
Yes.
At na nanggagaling ang instruction at ang pera doon kay alias Muking.
Mr. Chair, that is how Pedro described it to me when one time I was at CIDG and parang nagkaambot ng ulo, sir. Sabi ko,
Ano
"Odo,"
sabi niya?
Sabi ko, uy, bakit? Naku, ma'am, baka ma-amlak na ako. Kasi every week, malalaking amount na pumapasok. Saan? Sa bangko, ma'am. Metrobank,
Kinabahan
ganyan. Balak na nga mag-open pa nga na ibang bank. Tapos sabi ko, di mahirap yan pag ganyan. Ginanyan ko siya. Kasi
Alam nyo, ma-amlak talaga. Buti hindi siya na-amlak. Matinding pakiusap siguro ang ginawa niya sa mga bank manager. Kasi alam nyo mga Kojero, pag nag-deposit ka ng malalaking halaga, above $10,000 or mga around 500,000 pesos, kailangan meron documentation kung saan mo nakuha yung pera. So, halimbawa, nagbenta ka ng lupa, ang benta mo 15 million. Papakita mo yung deed of sale para hindi ka maamlak. Ibig sabihin, galing sa legal itong 15 million ko. Yun. Si Pedro, alias si Parungan, alias Pedro, nagde-deposit milyon piso. Wala siyang ebidensya. Walang deed of sale, walang kahit death certificate, kung mana, etc. Walang ganun. Maaamlak talaga siya.
nahirapan na siya kasi nga sobrang dami na pumapasok. Yun ang reklamo niya na kamot ulo palabas ng opisina that time.
Kamot ulo
And I
ka
was just
talaga.
outside the office. I asked him kung bakit ganun ang behavior niya eh. That's where I learned na siya pala ang pinupuntahan ng pera.
So, sinabi niya na si Yusek Muking Espina o
nagsabi
Espino
siya, sabi niya.
ang naglalagay
kay
ng
Muking,
pera.
kasi yun ang instruction sa kanya.
So, Mr. Chairman, I think this Pedro Parungo is so crucial that we need to invite him as well. At nakalagay dito sa alias Pedro, CIDG 11 personnel in charge in the deposit and payment of money coming from alias Muking from PMS who in charge in releasing of money. Binanggit ba sa iyo na kung saan nanggaling yung pera ni Muking?
Wala po. Si Pedro, yun lang po ang sinabi. Actually, hindi po personnel po ng CIDG si Pedro. Parang trustee lang po. During that time.
So si Pedro Muking
Hindi po siya
is-
organic.
si Pedro
personnel.
Parungo, hindi siya PNP personnel.
Hindi rin po siya NUP. Hindi
Ito
din
yung
po.
may kaso ng rape.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Correct?
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay. With that, Mr. Chairman, I reiterate my
May
request,
ganun
no?
pa.
And
Mr. Chair.
to invite this person, Peter Parungo.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Akop, with the indulgence
before we
of
leave
Congressman
Mr. Parungo,
Yes.
ang may tao kay Peter Parungo ay si Colonel Leonardo.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Pero palaging nandun siya sa PCSO, di ba?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. Hindi po palagi. I think alam ko na po kung ano yung next question. Actually, nung 2019 when I assumed as PCSO, nag-wrap up na po yung war on drugs. I think tatanggalin na siya kasi wala na siyang role. And then nakiusap po na baka pwede ma'am magtrabaho na lang ako with PCSO kasi wala na akong tasking or whatever. Sabi niya. O sige, sabi ko, I need liaison in Davao. Kasi sa mga relief goods operation, we will distribute.
So 2018 lang nila ni-wrap up ang war on drugs. Bakit 2018? Yan na yung mainit na yung war on drugs eh. Mainit na yung war on drugs sa ICC. Naalala nyo? Nag-file na ng kaso si Trillanes sometime in 2017 sa ICC tungkol sa war on drugs. Tapos after a few months, sumunod yung Makabayan Black. Mainit na sa ICC noong 2018. Kaya noong 2018, pa-wrap up na yung war on drugs.
And etc. So, I hired him, Mr. Chair, kasi wala na siyang work.
Kaya nga,
Kasi
but before
wala
that,
na po.
before that, nagtatrabaho siya kay Colonel Leonardo.
Yes, sir, kasi nasa CIDG talaga siya,
Oo nga.
Mr. Chair. Yes po.
Kumbaga sa kwan, kasi ugali ng mga opisyal, meron silang ano na tawag doon sa opisyal na parang handyman, inuutusan nila palagi. Di ba? Oh, hindi may tawag sila eh. Kalimutan ko na lang.
Runner.
Ha?
Striker.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Maski lahat ng opisina dyan sa Krami, meron ding striker. So, striker si Peter Parungo. Pero, kung ipapahanap natin sa AMLAC, yung bank or financial transaction doon sa 3 bangko na binabanggit, malaki yung pera doon. Thank you, Honorable
That is
Fernandez.
educational, Chairman Acop. So, Ma'am Rohina, binanggit mo rin dito si Romel Bactat, si Rodel Serbo, si Michael Palma, at yun na nga, si Peter Parungo, were charged with the task of collecting and verifying information provided by police officers in the field concerning arrests or deaths of individuals named in the list of drug personalities and creating a summary report. All of these reports would then been encoded and compiled by Lester Berganyo. The compilation is thereafter elevated to Leonardo, who will decide what level the arrest or killing was and its corresponding reward. Is this correct? Apidabit mo to eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Ang dalawa kasi po yung report na pumapasok po. It's yung report na mayroon ng encounter sa ground and yung report po ng mga receive intel report for validation, for confirmation, or para establish kung anong level for encoding po or listing sa list.
At
So,
paano-
dalawa po yung report na pumapasok. Yung namatay at saka yung for listing and for verification and validation po.
Paano mo naman nakilala si Romel Bactat, si Rodel Serbo, si Michael Palma, and Peter Barungo?
These are all organic personnel of CIDG 11 and I work with CIDG 11 noon. Nandun na rin sila and
Davao
ito po
City
yung
yun,
mga taong
Region 11.
tao ni sir talaga.
So itong tatlo, nakasagay din dito, si Romel Bactat, Rodel Serbo, Michael Palma are former policemen.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, in that case, Mr. Chairman, I move that we invite also Romel Bactat, Rodel Serbo, Michael Palma, and of course, yan nga po, si Peter Barungo. Ito po yung task force. Sila ang task force.
Wala pong task force, Mr. Chair. Ang nangyari lang po is naging depository of information, data, validation of reports, yung CIDG 11.
Sila yung operatives.
Yeah, to maintain the list, to ganun po ang role nila. Sila yung dedicated, in addition to their job, dedicated po to handle.
And binanggit mo rin dito sa 26, matatapos na tayo, si Leonardo conducted briefings for PIDEA, IG, regional directors, and PNP chiefs. PNP chiefs?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mga
incoming po.
Siya ang nag-conduct ng briefing?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Ha? Lahat?
Meron po kasing extensive research po ginawa si Sir meron po yung confidential na book na yan po yung ginagamit niya to brief po mga RDs, R2s, Chief PNPs, incoming Chief PNPs po, para ma-appraise po sila kung ano po yung present drug situation and operation sa bansa po.
Okay. Do you have knowledge kung sino yung mga na-brief niya sa PIDEA, sa IG, sa... Doon na lang sa PIDEA, sino yung mga na-brief ni...
Mr. Chair, I think sa record makikita naman po natin kung sino po yung mga umupo na mga directors during that time. I cannot actually
Patay.
Alright.
memorize it po, sir.
Sige, thank
So kung sinasabi ni Garma, lahat ng PNP chief na brief ni Leonardo sa nangyayari sa war on drugs. So, lahat ng PNP chief mula kay Bato de la Rosa hanggang kay sino ba yung huling-huli? Eleazar. Ayan si Eleazar. Nag-extend pa siya hanggang panahon ni PBBM eh. Mga first 1 year or first 6 months yata.
you. Do you have also knowledge about those other personalities who have been killed on the war on drugs? Like big personalities that you know about?
Yes, Mr. Chair, it was a public knowledge. It was in the newspaper like the couple na Odikta, di ba namatay po yun? Mayor Halili,
Ano
may
yung
mga
kay Mayor
mayors,
sa Calabarzon yan, Tony Halili?
Region 4A.
Yes, anong
Halili.
alam mo sa pagkamatay ni Tony Halili?
He was shot during the flag raising ceremony.
Yes,
and
yes,
says
it was reported.
Sniper po.
So, what do you know about the...
Chismis lang kasi, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And I think imported. Kasi during that time po sa war on drugs, pwede pong tumawid yung mga operatives.
So wala kang direct knowledge about it? Wala kang direct knowledge about it?
Pinagmalaki kasi ng isa, sir, na sila.
Sino yung nagmalaking yun?
Major Albotra, Mr. Chair.
Major
Albotra of Region 7.
Albotra?
Yes,
Of Region 7?
Yes
May
po.
pangalan.
Ano pangalan ni Albotra?
Major Albotra ng Region 7.
Lieutenant Colonel Nata. Yes, sir, pinagmalaki niya sa akin noon. Oh, talaga, sabi ko, how did you do it? So, mga kilala niya, mga kasama niya.
At sila ang nagpapatay kay Tony Halili?
He said he's in the team, Mr. Chair.
So, it's a team that killed Mayor Tony Halili. So, it was
According to
really
him.
a planned,
According to him, Mr. Chair.
according to
During
Major...
that time kasi, Mr. Chair, kung meron ng grapevine, like it would appear na it is a operation, nagkakaroon ng code of silence. It's real talk, Mr. Chair, sa PNP, tahimik na. Matatakot na yung iba, matatakot na rin. Even RDs would say na, oh, trabaho yan. Oh, huwag mong trabaho. They will just call you and then it became a culture.
Yun ang culture of impunity. Oo. Yung isang pulis, bumuo ng isang team para patayin ng isang mayor, tapos sasabihin, operation yan, wala na magsasalita, okay na. Alam niyo mga kutsero, swerte tayo, nakasurvive tayo ng war on drugs. Kasi it could be any one of us. Seriously, it could be any one of us. It could be you, could be me, could be any one of us na ilalagay sa drug watch list. Tapos bigla ka na lang aambushin. Unti-unti na lumalabas ang katotohanan at sana ay magpatuloy pa at magkaroon ng hustisya ang mga naging biktima ng EJK. Sana. So mga kutsero, ganito na po muna tayo sa ating live stream today. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan mag-like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see all of you in our next live stream. God bless and see you next time, guys. Bye!
Pag ganun, huwag natin gawing tanga mga Pilipino. Mas maganda kasi nasa lugar ka ng tama kaysa yung pinipilit mo yung pagkakamali. Are they willing to go that far? Hindi makakalimutan ng Pilipino yan hanggat di nasasagot niya. Sino ngayon nagsasabi ng totoo?